Welcome to Badasses. I'm your host, Kai Armstrong. Today on Badasses. Ever felt like an outsider looking in, your inner world a vibrant contrast to the mundane reality around you? Today, we explore how that feeling fueled one artist's unconventional rise. But what happens when the very industry that celebrates your uniqueness tries to mold you into something you're not? Have you ever felt that gnawing suspicion that reality isn't quite what it seems? That beneath the surface of everyday life lurks something stranger, more complex, more true. Charlie Kaufman did, and he turned that suspicion into an art form that would forever change how we think about storytelling, identity, and the nature of consciousness itself. Picture a small bedroom in New York, walls plastered with drawings that seem to move in the dim light. A young boy sits cross-legged on the floor, surrounded by towering stacks of books and scattered comic panels. The radio beside him crackles with static, but he isn't trying to tune it. The white noise is exactly what he wants to hear. In this space between stations, between realities, young Charlie Kaufman finds his first creative sanctuary. You know this feeling, that sense of being slightly out of step with the world around you. While other kids played baseball and traded baseball cards, Charlie was creating elaborate storylines for characters that existed only in his mind. His reality was always a few degrees tilted from everyone else's. But what if that tilt wasn't a flaw? What if it was precisely the perspective needed to see truth more clearly? Hollywood doesn't typically welcome those who color outside the lines. For years, Kaufman bounced between television writing jobs, his unique voice constrained by the formulaic demands of sitcom scripts. Each rejection letter, each rewrite request that tried to normalize his vision, became another brick in a wall between him and his authentic creative self. But here's where your own story might intersect with his. When faced with the choice between conforming to others' expectations and remaining true to your distinct perspective, which path do you choose? Kaufman chose authenticity, even when it hurt, even when it meant watching his scripts get rejected again and again. Then came being John Malkovich. Imagine pitching this concept. A puppeteer discovers a portal into actor John Malkovich's consciousness, accessible through a tiny door on the 7.5th floor of an office building. It sounds absurd. It is absurd. But within this absurdity lies a profound exploration of identity, celebrity, and the universal desire to escape ourselves. The film's success should have been a straightforward victory. Instead, it became a complex mirror reflecting Kaufman's deepest anxieties. The industry celebrated his imagination but struggled to understand the man behind it. They wanted more stories about portals and consciousness, but they wanted them packaged neatly, predictably. They wanted the product without the process, the magic without the mess. When tasked with adapting Susan Orlean's The Orchid Thief, Kaufman faced his greatest creative crisis. How do you adapt a book about flowers, passion, and obsession without losing its essential truth? His solution was revolutionary. He wrote himself into the story, transforming his writer's block into the narrative itself. Adaptation became more than a film about orchids. It became a meta-commentary on the creative process, on the impossibility of capturing reality without distorting it. The true breakthrough came with Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Here, Kaufman dared to ask, if you could erase the memory of lost love, would you? The film's fractured narrative structure mirrors the way memory actually works, not as a linear story, but as a collection of moments, emotions, and sensations that blur and blend together. In crafting this tale, Kaufman wasn't just telling a story, he was creating a new language for expressing human experience. Think about your own memories. How many times have you wished you could erase a painful moment? But what if those painful moments are precisely what make you who you are? This is the question Kaufman forces us to confront, not through philosophical discourse, but through raw, emotional storytelling that cuts straight to the heart. If you're enjoying Badasses, please like, subscribe, and scan the QR code for our free 7-day email course, The Mental Fortitude Challenge. Explode your confidence by channeling strategies from Roosevelt, Bruce Lee, and more. Now back to the episode. With Synecdoche, New York, Kaufman took his most ambitious leap. As a director, he created a story about a theater director who attempts to recreate New York City inside a warehouse, complete with actors playing real people, who then need actors to play them, creating an infinite regression of reality and representation. The film was polarizing. Critics called it pretentious, incomprehensible, too complex. But isn't that exactly what life is? Complex, incomprehensible, layered with meaning that keeps shifting the moment you think you've grasped it. The film's commercial failure hit Kaufman hard, but it also cemented his position as an artist unwilling to compromise his vision for commercial success. The industry's reaction to Synecdoche revealed an uncomfortable truth. We often say we want originality, but what we really want is familiarity dressed up as novelty. Kaufman's later works, including the stop-motion, Anomalisa, and the haunting, I'm Thinking of Ending Things, continued to challenge audiences, forcing them to confront the uncomfortable spaces between reality and perception, between who we are and who we pretend to be. Today, Kaufman's influence resonates through contemporary cinema and television, inspiring a new generation of creators to push boundaries and question reality. But his true legacy isn't about filmmaking techniques or narrative innovation. It's about the courage to remain authentically yourself in a world that constantly demands conformity. This is where Kaufman's story becomes your story. His journey isn't just about making unique films. It's about the fundamental human struggle to maintain authenticity in the face of pressure to conform. The next time you feel that familiar pressure to smooth your edges, to make yourself more palatable for others' consumption, remember Charlie Kaufman in that childhood bedroom, finding meaning in the static between stations. Here's your challenge. For 1 week, embrace your strangest ideas. Write them down, explore them, don't judge them, don't try to make them normal. Because maybe, just like Kaufman, your unique perspective isn't a flaw to be corrected, but a gift to be shared. Maybe the very things that make you feel out of step with the world are exactly what the world needs. After all, as Kaufman's work repeatedly shows us, reality isn't something that happens to us, it's something we create together, one strange and beautiful moment at a time. The question isn't whether you're too weird for the world. The question is whether you're brave enough to be as weird as you truly are. On the next episode of Badasses. So as Charlie Kaufman wrestles with the anxieties of creation and the pressures of Hollywood, it begs the question, how do we find authenticity, not just in our art, but in ourselves, when life throws unimaginable curveballs? What happens when loss becomes not an obstacle, but a catalyst? Next time, we'll explore the life of someone who stared into the abyss of grief and emerged with a profound sense of purpose. Imagine transforming personal tragedy into a beacon of empathy for the world. We'll uncover the story of a figure who, despite facing immense loss early in life, became one of the most trusted voices in journalism. It's a testament to resilience, self-discovery, and the power of finding meaning in adversity, the very heart of our theme next week. Trust me, you won't want to miss this journey. Please like, subscribe, and scan the QR code or follow the pinned link to get our free 7-day email course, the 7-Day Mental Fortitude Challenge. What if 7 days could make you bulletproof? Steal confidence strategies from warriors, rebels, and icons who turned panic into power. Click the video that just popped up to watch the next one in this series. Or for episode summaries, behind-the-scenes info, and more, go to daily8.com/BA. Thanks for watching.